All right. Hey guys, it is Sarah Woody here, and we are lucky to have Leah Grote here with us today.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today.
She's coming from Leo Grote LPA, and she's here to answer all of our title questions. So what is title insurance? How is title being affected right now with all this COVID-19 stuff going on? So we're lucky to have her here to answer some questions for us. So yeah, Leah, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Leo Grote LPA.
Okay, so yes, my name is Leah Grote, and I work for Leo Grote LPA. My dad is the attorney, and he's had the company for about 30 years, and I came on about 3 years ago. I absolutely fell in love with real estate. I fell in love with the title industry, and yeah, we've been, servicing the greater Cincinnati area for over 30 years, and just really excited.
That's awesome. And she's great. They do amazing customer service. They're amazing to work with. So highly recommend you checking them out. But yeah, so Leah, what is title insurance? I know a lot of us in real estate, we hear this word title insurance and sometimes we don't actually fully talk about it, I would say. So how would you explain what is title insurance and I guess to the people that are buying homes or thinking of purchasing title insurance?
Absolutely. So I would tell you, for being totally honest, that it took me a long time to fully grasp what title insurance was, even after I started working for Leo Grote LPA. So title insurance is a one-time fee that you can purchase at closing or 30 days after the date of close. It's typically about 0.5% of the sales price. And what it does is it protects you from anything like liens that could be put up against on your property, against the title of your property, and also things. There are a lot of different title issues that can arise before you purchase the home and afterward. So from the day that you purchase it, it would protect your title. And different things that can happen with it. A lot of times it are liens against the property that could have been from a former owner of the property, but are attached to the property that you now own. Also, there can be unresolved issues. Like, let's say I own a piece of property, I have a child, and they're not in my life anymore, and I pass away. Then my home is sold. Well, my heir that nobody knew about actually has a right to that property after I die. Those are typical things that you could never, ever think about coming up, but
right.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And those are great examples because I feel like a lot of times it's like, why do I need it? Is it something that I need? And I feel like the best way to describe it too is it's just something that helps you sleep at night. I feel like you have
100%.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's also, explained as if there was a title issue, like let's say someone, poses as you, comes to closing with a fake ID, signs your name, and then that deed gets recorded, but it was an imposter. Title insurance, instead of having to hire a legal team, that title policy will cover people with Chicago Title, for example, or Westcor, whoever your title insurance is with, to clean up those title discrepancies.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's just like a great way in case something, God forbid, hopefully it doesn't, but if something ever happens, you're protected.
Things happen all the time. It's really, really, really crazy. Home purchases are some of the biggest purchases that ever happen, and there are a lot of terrible people out there. Some people's full-time jobs are completely just scamming you, hacking into people's emails. So just protecting your biggest purchase is so, so important.
Totally. Yeah. Even in real estate, we have this new document where we have to protect our buyers and have them sign this like anti-fraud document just to be like, don't wire funds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, so that makes sense. Awesome. And then so the title company through the process, they're working in behind the scenes, they're doing the current title exams and everything. And then typically, I mean, we're in the Cincinnati market, so it's a little different, I guess, city to city, even state to state, but how does the closing process work? So I know it's a little different with the COVID situation, but in a normal standard situation, is it like we sit down with the title at the title company's office, and then how does that work at the closing table?
With COVID-19 currently?
I guess at a normal, maybe just talk about
at a normal closing. A lot of times the buyers and the sellers will both come in at the same time. If schedules can't match up, sometimes we will schedule them separately, but more, I would say like 75% of the closings, it's a round table closing. And, sometimes the realtors will be there, sometimes the loan officers will be there. And, it takes about, I would say if there's a lender involved, like 45 minutes for a closing, and we get all the docs signed. And then once everything is, signed, sealed, we get, and the new buyers get the keys. On our part, we go ahead and, take the deed, and if there's a lender, take the mortgage, and we get that ready to go down to the courthouse to get recorded. And then we also will mail back all of the signed documents to the lender and get everything, sealed with that.
Yeah, that's awesome, because we don't always see that kind of what goes on behind the scenes.
No, there's a lot that goes into it even after closing that people don't know. We have to, get everything recorded, get it returned, and then also if you have a policy, we go ahead and get that policy. And then here's also something I like to tell people: if you if you just purchased a house and you get something in the mail that says, here, pay like below $90 to get a copy of your deed is free.
Yeah.
You will get it in about like 2 to 3 weeks. So just wait for the title company to get it back, and then we will mail it to your new address.
So true. I know you get a bunch of like those, it's not spam, but it almost feels like you're getting spammed.
Exactly, yes.
After closing, yeah. Okay, well then also now we're in a weird time. We're in the COVID-19 situation. It's affected real estate, but we're still considered essential workers. Yay. So how are you seeing? I know we've had a lot of my clients, buyers, sellers have been asking, how the heck does closing work now that we're quarantined? We're not allowed to be more than 6 feet from one another, no more than 10 people in a room. How's your company handling it? And like, what have you seen for closings?
So I will say with COVID-19, you see a lot of companies, kind of pivoting and having a lot of ingenuity and really like problem solving at its absolute finest. I know when this all started to happen, we bought like a ton of hand sanitizer. We wiped down every single thing. What we've started to do is that we have one person go to the office from 10 to 2, and they are the only person there to answer phones. We also bought our other employees' cell phones and now our office number will also get forwarded to that phone, so we can, still be fully functioning, but majority of our workers are at home. Now, at this time, since we have the limited office hours, once those office hours are up are when we are scheduling those closings. So hopefully we have most of our closings scheduled, if everything permits, after 2 o'clock to limit the amount of people in our office. We also have decided to, instead of doing the roundtable closing, to limit the amount of exposure. We're doing buyers first and then sellers second, or whichever, just so we can really limit everyone's exposure, have hand sanitizer at the closing table, and just doing whatever we can during these times.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even I was at a closing last week, or I wasn't even there because I wasn't supposed to be there, but we even were like, throw the pen away. We don't even want the pen after class.
No, it's so true. And also we are currently working on, so we have it actually set up that we have, a company who, has online notaries, and if we have a 72-hour frame a window before closing. If we get a request 72 hours before closing, we can go ahead and do an electronic closing with a third-party company that we have vetted. Right now, my dad, Leo Grote, is currently, an online notary. I'm going to take the exam after this call so I can be an online notary.
Nice.
And we are currently working to be able to be fully functioning so that you see a familiar face for the online.
I love that. You guys are staying like way ahead of the curve, because I feel like not a lot of companies are doing that right now. So that's awesome that you're able to like help your clients the best you can, because it's been interesting to see the things we've been seeing.
Yeah, no, I've heard some crazy stuff, but I think that since we are such a smaller office, we take a lot of pride in that. I love our size, and we care so much about customer service. So, that's our biggest priority. It's just making sure that, we're being as safe as possible, but our customer service isn't lacking because of that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we still are closing loans.
Yes, we are. I think we had 5 closings yesterday. Good day. We have more today. I'm closing one on the 31st. So
yeah,
things are still rolling. And people are still buying. We have a great number of orders this month. So I'm very, very happy, and I feel incredibly fortunate during these times that, we're so lucky that our field isn't getting affected as, some others are.
Yeah, as much as some others. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing your knowledge and dropping some title bombs on us. We're thankful to know you, and we'll be sure to include some information how people can reach out to you if they have any questions. But thanks for being here today, girl.
Thanks for having me.